back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I am Barbara. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. What you saw me doing, I was getting the water turned on and I was putting some stuff in the compost bin. Y'all, I have been horrible on my composting this year. I have not composted. Just life, everything happening. But I did 2 hours worth of shelling peas last night. So I think that was the last pea harvest for sure, like for real this time. And so I'm like, it doesn't make sense to throw them in the trash. Girl, walk outside and put them in the compost bin. No, you haven't done anything, but you can start again, okay? So if you don't get anything else out of this video, just know you can start again. You can start again. Like, it's going to still compost. So, and after buying compost, y'all, it's in our best interest to compost. Yes. And it's so funny because, and that's not what this video is about. The video is not about composting, but since we're on the subject, I bought this worm composting course about a year ago, and I bought a worm compost bin. It's still in the box. I am going to get to it. And that's one of the things, like if I buy it, I'm going to use it. It may not be right away, but it will be on the way. Okay. It will be on the way. But in today's video, what we're going to do is I'm in the back of the house, as you can see, and we're prepping to plant our garlic. Yes. So last week I showed you a video how we prepped 2 out of the 5 beds and we planted flowers just for our pleasure, just for our beauty. And I told you that we had to get the rest of the beds ready to plant our garlic. So that's what today's video is all about. Let me turn you around and show you that we have made some progress since the last video. So that's bed number 1, and we're going from left to right. So this is the bed that had all of the weeds, y'all. That had all of the weeds. They were, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet high. And this is where I had the leeks that I never harvested. And they literally just decomposed, whatever word you want to use, into the ground. Like they were not even usable. So again, that's on me, not on the plant. So that bed is, we got to amend it and get it ready. And then of course, these are the 2 beds that we did on last week's video. They are looking good. You can see that the flowers are getting bigger. You see they are doing quite well. And then we have these last 2 beds here that we need to get ready. So remember, on bed 4 is where we had the trellis because we did our cucumbers in that bed. So my husband was able to take down the trellis on both sides. And then the very last bed is where we had our tomatoes. You can see my pup 1 and there's pup 2. You know, wherever I am is where they are. So we have 3 beds to get ready. We're going to start with this bed here, and I'm going to add some topsoil to it because the soil is kind of low, and then we're going to add our amendments, and then we're just going to go from this bed on to bed 4 and 5, and then we'll be ready to plant our garlic. Y'all, we have 2.5 beds amended and ready. So bed number 4 is ready. Bed number 5, I ran out of compost because I wanted a thicker layer of compost than what I originally planned for. And then this bed over here, bed number 1, is ready to plant. So let's talk about our garlic. Okay, so we're getting ready to plant our garlic. So like I said, I have 2.5 beds ready. I was doing 2 bags of compost per bed, but really for the covers that I want, it really is going to take 3. And so I just opted to, I won't get all 3 beds planted. I got to go buy more compost. I think I told you our tractor is down. It's at the shop. So we have a big bulk thing of compost, but we use the tractor to move it back here. So I'm having to buy bags just because we don't have the tractor in operation. But so I have to go buy some more compost. We'll get the 3rd bed ready, but we're going to go ahead and try to get these 2 beds done. So if you're watching me and you've never, ever planted garlic and you're watching it in the fall, this is October when I'm recording it, then I want you to plant some garlic if you have a space for it. Garlic is the easiest, one of the easiest things to plant. Now, it requires patience, and that's why I say it's one of the easiest. Radishes is probably the easiest thing to plant, and you get a quick return. So in radishes, you can get varieties that are 25 to 30 days. So literally, once you put the seed in the ground, 30 days later, you have fruit, right? You have a radish. Versus with garlic, it's gonna take you 6 to 7 months for that garlic for you to yield a harvest. So you plant garlic in the fall, right? So most people are planting anywhere from September to November. I'm in Tennessee, I'm in zone 7A. And so traditionally I have planted my garlic in November. I've always wanted to plant in October, but for whatever reason, you know, life's and you things get busy or you don't get your garlic on time. I've always planted in November and it's worked out just fine. So normally I plant in November and I harvest my garlic in June. So I got on the ball this year and I got my garlic early. I had some garlic arrive literally the first week of September. I'm going to tell you who I ordered from. I'm trying 2 new varieties every year. So this is I think my 3rd fall planting garlic, and every year I've tried a new variety. And so now I'm settling on, there's some repeats that I like, and I'll tell you about those. But garlic, literally, once we put it in the ground, so in terms of the steps, if you're brand new, so what you saw me do is get the beds ready. And I've talked about this on a previous video, maybe a week or 2 ago, about how do you amend a bed or prep a bed and get ready for planting. So basically you want to clear the bed out of all the debris. You want to amend the bed with whatever nutrients it needs, worm castings or all-purpose fertilizer, and then you want to put compost down, and then you're ready to plant. That's essentially it in a quick 30-second nutshell. So what you saw me do was I got all of the debris out of the beds. We got it prepped. I leveled this first bed off with topsoil just because the dirt or the soil had not compacted, but it had decreased over time. And so I topped that bed off with topsoil. The rest of them I didn't because they were already at a good level. So I topped it off with topsoil. Some amendments, I added some Pro Mix. I've also added some alfalfa meal just because I had it left over. I have not traditionally done that and don't always do that. But compost definitely. Then you're gonna plant your garlic and then you're gonna heavily mulch it. You're gonna water it in, and then literally you're gonna come back in June, July, whenever it's ready, and you're gonna harvest your garlic. It is just that simple. Now, it will get rain from the water, and usually maybe the first week or so, I may water mine because I'm out here watering other stuff because I'm normally planting vegetables out here, so I'll water it. But other than that, I don't water it, and it's just fine. The reason why you want to plant in the fall is because you want to give it a chance to grow its roots before the frost or before it gets really, really hard, cold, and then it'll go dormant in the ground, and then in the spring, it will start to shoot up, and you'll start to see the greens. Now, I have done it before to where I've seen shoots and stuff come up even before the spring, depending on how long it takes to get really cold in my area. So in zone 7A, we have very mild winters, mild, it'll get below freezing, but it's not, we don't get a lot of snow. It's not sustained, but garlic can last during the snow. Like, it has snowed before. It's been perfectly fine. Like, easy peasy lemon squeezy. One of the easiest things to grow. Now, people always ask me, can you get garlic from the store and plant it, organic garlic? Yes, you can. Have I ever done it? No, I haven't. But I've known other people that do it, and yes, you can do it. I buy my garlic because that's what I like, and I like having the different varieties. Now, when it comes to garlic, there are 2 main kinds. There is a soft neck garlic, and there is a hard neck garlic. Obviously, one neck is soft and one is hard. I've always planted a hard neck variety because that's what grows well in my area. But for those who live, I think, in like really northern, harsh climates, you can do soft neck variety. And I'm sorry, my husband is, I don't know why. Anyway, he's on the mower. So I feel like I'm yelling because I'm trying to talk over him because I was doing my video and he came out here to get some work done, and we're not gonna complain about getting work done, but I apologize in advance for the noise. And I went to the farthest bed because he was up on the hill by the root cellar, and now he's come down here. So sorry about that. Okay, y'all, I'm back. It's not even the next day. It's like 2 or 3 days later. I couldn't compete with my husband and that noise. Sometimes it doesn't bother me, but you know how sometimes like you can't even hear yourself think. And because he was that close, when I'm in the tunnel, he's like further away, so I can hear it. But he was like right up on me. I couldn't even concentrate. So I went and did something else. And then, you know, life happens, and now I'm just now getting back to it. But that's okay. We're gonna get this garlic planted hopefully today on this video. So in terms of what I've done, I think what I showed you on the first part of the video is that we amended the beds. I ran out of compost, but between now and then I've gotten more compost. And I've also gotten stuff that we can use to mulch. So we are ready, y'all. We are ready. So let's jump in and talk about what types of garlic I'm planting. So I'm doing 2 new varieties this year. One is elephant garlic. I have never done elephant garlic before, and I got intrigued by hearing somebody else talk about it. And the thing that intrigued me was the cloves are really big and they're easy to peel. I was already sold because I haven't showed you on video, but I have been having a garlic peeling party with just me, myself, and I. And let me tell you, y'all, that's a chore. Like, it's just monotonous. Your hands smell like garlic. It's not fun, right? But for what I want to accomplish, and I will try to do a video on the final product, what I want to accomplish, it requires that. So when I heard that you can get some garlic that's easy to peel, let me try it. Let me try, because not that it's hard to peel, but I have tried, and you know what? I won't get into that. I'll talk about that on the garlic video, about the many different ways that you can peel garlic, what I tried, and what works for me. But let's jump into what we're doing. So this elephant garlic, I got it from Keen Garlic, Keene garlic. And the cloves are big. So this is a pound of, let's just see if we can open one of them up. This is a pound of elephant garlic. We're going to plant this first. And Keen garlic, I've never, ever, ever ordered from them. Y'all, look how big that clove is. Let me show you, like, that's huge, y'all. That is huge, if you can see. That is a huge clove of garlic. So that means this bulb is going to be big. And elephant garlic is actually not garlic. It's actually in the leek onion family. But it tastes like garlic, acts like garlic, so people call it elephant garlic. But it's actually in the onion leek family, which is, you know, very similar. So we're going to plant this first. And this is the first time I ordered from Keen Garlic. I've had this garlic for 30 days. Like, it came literally on September the 1st. I ordered all of my garlic at the same time. I want to say I ordered it in maybe June or July. I think the end of June. It came September the 1st, which I'm like, ooh, that's early. And it's been sitting in a cool, dark place. So hopefully it is still good. So we're going to plant that first. So I have a pound of that. And then the other new one that I'm trying is Italian red. That's a new one that I'm trying. Then I'm doing Georgian Crystal, which is a favorite. I've done that this is my 3rd fall planting that. I love Georgian Crystal. It has really big cloves as well. It has performed beautifully. I'll show you those. And then Chestnut, which is another one that I've done for the last 2 years. So these are 2 that's always going to be on my garlic. But the other new one that I'm trying is Italian red. And let's open it together and see what it looks like. Okay. And this is a half a pound. So it's only 2 cloves. So pretty nice size. You can see this is a little bit smaller than this one, but pretty nice size. And I'm assuming when we break it open, the cloves are going to have like a red tint to it. So if you've done Italian red before, if you've done elephant garlic, let me know, and let me know your thoughts if you like it. So again, I'm staying with some of the tried and true, and I'm doing some new ones. Now, again, I talked about, can you buy organic garlic from the store and plant it? Yes, you can. I've just never done it. I've had good success doing it this way. And so I like doing it this way, and I've had good success. Also, where I got the other garlic from was Mad River Garlic. And this is my 3rd fall using them. No issues. I've always had really, really good garlic and pleased with the results. Mad River Garlic. I will try to link both of those below. So garlic is one of the easiest things. So let's, I'll turn the camera around and let you see me and walk through the first couple in case this is your first time, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so what I've already done is I've dug like a trench or so. You can see that there. I had done that on the last day that I was actually out here. So I dug a trench, and I would say it is probably maybe 3 or 4 inches deep, and if I need to go deeper I can, but you want to plant your garlic about 3 or 4 inches deep and about 4 to 6 inches apart. So let me just show you. So with the elephant garlic, they're already in cloves. You want the pointy tip up. You can see the pointy tip there, and you're just going to lay it down in the trench, so you'll be able to see it as I keep going through. So these are already in cloves instead of it coming in a bulb, so to speak. So you can see that there. I'm just placing it, and they kind of fell out in the bag. So I'm just gonna go through, and like this one doesn't have the paper on it. I've never done it without the paper, but we're gonna try it. So like I said, about 4 to 6 inches apart. I just eyeball it, and I would say 6 inches apart is a good. 4 inches is kind of tight, but 6 inches I think is still good. We're just gonna put it there, and we're just gonna go all the way down the row. These are some huge cloves. I see now that my trench is gonna have to be definitely bigger. I mean, deeper, I should say, not bigger. Now that we have that first row done, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in this row. It is a 8-foot raised bed down, which is 96 feet. So that's about 8, on average, 8 inches apart, which I'm fine with. So now I'm just gonna cover it. Make sure this one is sticking up. I'm just gonna cover over it with the dirt. And again, you wanna make sure that it's covered. Get my trowel. So if you wanted to stop this video right now and go get you some garlic, or go get yours and plant along with me, you could. Basically, that's all you do. So I'm gonna just keep doing this. I'm gonna dig a trench about 4 to 6 inches deep. I'm gonna place the garlic about 6 inches apart. You can do 6 to 8, somewhere along in there. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. And then I'm gonna cover the dirt back over it, and then we are going to water it in really, really well, and then we're gonna mulch it. That's it. And literally, if I do nothing else, it's still gonna be just fine, and I will have garlic to harvest in June. And I wonder if I'll be able to harvest in May, because I'm doing it mid-October or whatever. I'll look and see when I did my garlic last time. So I'll time lapse the rest of this and let you guys see me kind of go through it. And then when I get to the new clove, I'll show you what that looks like as well. I wanted to show you the Italian red. It's a pretty big clove itself. It is a hardneck variety, and it does store really well according to what I saw on Google. That's why I picked it. It was one of the ones that says that it can be eaten raw, and that it caramelizes really, really well when you roast it and things like that. So I was intrigued, so I thought I would get it. And again, that's a pretty big garlic clove. I tend to gravitate more towards the bigger cloves because obviously you get more garlic, but they are easier to peel. So that's why I said when I heard about the elephant garlic, I was like, easy to peel? Sign me up. So we're going to try and see it. Also, I went back and looked at my notes of what I did last year. I planted my garlic on November the 3rd last year. So I am probably 3 weeks ahead of when I did it last year, and I harvested, I think, mid-June. So I very well should be able to harvest like by the end of May, which is great. I'll be happy to test that out and see how that goes. Also, each year I have increased the amount of garlic that I've done. So the first year I did like 1.5 pounds. Last year I did 2.25 pounds, and then this year I bought 3.5 pounds. So each year I'm increasing and dedicating more space. The first fall I did 1 raised bed. Last year was 2 raised beds. This year I'm doing 3 raised beds. So we'll see if I have enough garlic to fill it up. And when I was looking up the Italian red garlic, I was looking at a couple of different sites. All I saw was out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. So I don't know if anybody still has garlic out there. Now I was at my local, well, not my local co-op. I was at a co-op today, and they actually had garlic bulbs there. So you may try that if you're still on the hunt for garlic. But one of the things as a gardener, get your stuff in order, meaning kind of have it on your calendar when you order things all the time. So I ordered my garlic at the end of June because I wanted to make sure that I had it, because I've been on the end where I'm like, oh my goodness, am I going to get my garlic in time? Like last year, it came really, really late. And this year I knew that I didn't want to do that. Know when you order your potatoes. Like my onions for the spring, I've already ordered them. Like been there, done that, not waiting to the last minute. So as a gardener, things that you know that you plant so all the time, go ahead and have your companies that you like and go ahead and order your stuff. So if you haven't ordered your onions for the spring, go ahead and do that. The company that I use is Dixondale Farms. Excellent. Never had any issues. Okay, I'm going to get back to garlic planting. That was my little PSA. Okay, so I'm pretty much halfway done with the second bed, and I see I may not even need, I don't know that I have enough garlic to fill up all 3 beds. So in this bed number 4, our second garlic bed, I did the Georgian Crystal. Let me let you see a clove of that. Again, pretty big. I love this. It's always done well. But then this is the chestnut red. You can see it's much smaller. Like this is 1 clove. This is the bulb. So you can kind of see the difference. So let me break this open. So this is really small. I don't remember it being this small, but maybe it is. I need to go back to my videos and see. That's a small clove. Yeah, I don't want it that small. I got to go back to my video because I don't remember chestnut being this small. I have to look in the bag and see if they're all like that. But compare. This is a clove. This is a clove. You can see how much smaller this is and how much harder it's going to be to peel, right? So I definitely like the bigger pieces. So this is Georgian Crystal, if you want to add that to your notes and want to try it. And then this is chestnut red. So we're going to get these last few in the last pound in the ground, and we're almost done. Okay, y'all, this is the very first bed we started with. You can see my son, he's coming behind me and actually putting in the mulch. We're using pine shavings for mulch. That's usually what we use back here in the back. And let me tell you why. So you can mulch with whatever you want to mulch with. I'm sure you can use wood chips, pine straw, leaves, whatever you have. We usually just use this because a lot of times we're not bringing the tractor all the way back here from down there. But I will tell you, if the tractor was running, I would. Because I went to go buy these pine shavings. We get them at Tractor Supply. And they are usually like, I think $4.47, somewhere like that. Y'all, they were $7.50 plus tax for a bag. That is highway robbery. So if my tractor was working, I got plenty of wood chips, I would have just done it with that. I do like the way this looks because, again, it's aesthetically, pleasing, especially because my sunroom is right here so I can look out. And pretty soon I'll have flowers, and then I'll just have green stalks shooting up for my garlic. If I could, I'd have all flowers back here, but food before flowers, always. Priorities, right? So yeah, we're using those. So now I'm just going to go behind it and water it all in. So we got every bed planted, and I ended up with these 3 left. There was a lot of this. It was a pound, but it was a lot of this chestnut red because the cloves are so small. I got to go back and watch my own video last year and see if they were this small, because I don't know if I'm going to order this again. I just don't like the small cloves, especially when you see I have a clove that's the size of this bulb. I'm going with the bigger cloves, right? And I don't know that I'm that particular to this flavor. But anyway, I got to go back to my own video and see if they were this small last year, because they were extremely tiny. But I ended up with 3 bulbs left. So I may just plant them in the outside garden. I had some leftover garlic last year. We had only planted 2 beds, and I had garlic left over, and I had about 25 cloves that I planted down in the outside garden. And so I may do that. I think I'll save them for that. If not, then we can just use them around the house. No big deal. But in each bed, I did 3 rows except the very last bed. So the first bed is the elephant garlic and Italian. And then the second bed that we planted, which is bed number 4, is the Georgian crystal. And then the very last bed is this chestnut red, and we did 4 rows of that. Because the cloves were so small, I was able to put 4 rows in, and I think there's probably 48 cloves in the bed. So y'all, we're done. All we're gonna do is water this in. Now, because I have flowers back here and I'll be watering like maybe every other day, I will usually water my garlic, until I see, some little sprouts coming up. But it's not like I'm not particular about it. It's not like, oh my goodness, I gotta go water the garlic. Because I'm back here watering some other stuff, they'll get a little water. But then after that, I just kind of forget about it. And I still have garlic. So when I say garlic is one of the easiest things you can grow, it is one of the easiest. And if you cook at all at your house, I guarantee you're using garlic. And you know that fresh garlic is much better than that old minced stuff that come in a jar from the store. That stuff nasty. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I want to say thank you guys for joining me today as we planted our garlic. I feel so accomplished, and I will try to take you and let you see it. Maybe in a couple of weeks, you can just see the little, green stems poking through to let us know that we, had some germination or whatever you want to call it. But I would encourage you, if you haven't ordered your garlic, go see if you can find some. See if you can find some, and then worst case scenario, you can just go buy some organic garlic from the store. So you guys, let me know what varieties of garlic you are growing so I can add it to my list for next year. And then I told you the ones that I'm growing in case you want to add it to your list. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.